Hello and welcome to the edition of Podcast Byte powered by India Law LLP, the podcast where we break down important legal development and constitutional issues shaping India's today. I'm your host Akishvi Singhal and today we are discussing a landmark judgment delivered by the Supreme Court of India concerning mother tongue education and the recognition of regional language in schools. On 12th May 2026, the Supreme Court directed the state of Rajasthan to formulate a comprehensive policy for introducing and promoting Rajasthani language in school across the state. At first glance, this may appear to be a case about language policy, but in reality, the judgment goes much deeper. It touches upon the constitutional right, cultural identity, quality education, and the role of language in ensuring meaningful participation in the society. The court made a powerful observation that education becomes ineffective when the students are taught in a language they can't fully understand. And though this judgment, the court reinforced the idea that the language is not just a means of communication, it is closely tied to dignity, comprehensive identity, and an equal access to opportunity. So, what exactly happened in this case? Why is this justice significant and what could this mean for the future of education? Let's break it down. The case began when the petitioner approached the Rajasthan High Court seeking two important directions. First, they requested inclusion of Rajasthani in the Rajasthan eligibility examination for the teachers, commonly known as RET 2021. Secondly, they sought direction for providing education in Rajasthan and other local mother tongue in school. However, the Rajasthan High Court dismissed the petition, stating that educational policy decision primarily fell within the domain of the executive, and the court can't ordinarily compel the government to frame policy. The matter was then challenged before the Supreme Court. Before the court, the petitioner argued that Rajasthani is spoken by a very large population at the state and deserves recognition as a linguistic and cultural identity requiring constitutional protection. The case was heard by the bench comprising of Justice Vikram Nath and Justice Sandeep Mehta. Interestingly, although the court noted that REIT 2021 examination had already concluded and therefore specific relief regarding the examination could no longer be granted. It observed that the larger constitutional question raised in the case still required serious consideration. That is where the judgment becomes particularly important. One of the most remarkable parts of the judgment is the court decision on the importance of the language itself. The Supreme Court observed that the ability to understand and to be understood in the one of the own language is not merely a matter of convenience, rather it is directly connected with the meaning, participation and security. According to the court, the language formed the basis of comprehension, expression and identity. The judgment referred to the several constitutional provisions regarding Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, 21A, 41, 45, 51A, Clause K, and Article 350A of the Constitution. Importantly, the court connected mother tongue education with the right to freedom of speech and expression under Article Subclause 1 or Clause A. The bench stated that freedom of expression also includes the right to receive information in a meaningful and a comprehensive manner. In a single term, education can't truly empower a child if a child can't fully understand the language in which the instruction is delivered. The court therefore emphasized that meaningful education requires meaningful comprehension, and language plays an important role in achieving that. The Supreme Court also relied heavily on the National Education Policy 2020. The NEP strongly recommends that children, specifically during of the foundational years of schooling, should identically be taught in their home language or mother tongue. The reasoning behind this is both educational and psychological. Research consistently shows that the children understand concept more effectively when the instruction is delivered in their own language. The court also referred to Section 29, Clause 2, Clause F of the Right to Education Act 2009, which states that the medium of instruction should, as far as be practicable, to be in the child mother tongue. The judgment emphasized that quality education is not merely about the access to school or classroom. The education must also be understandable, inclusive, and meaningful. According to the court, teaching children in unfamiliar language can create a barrier to learning, reduce confidence, and affect conceptual learning. The bench therefore reinforced the constitutional vision that education must not merely exist formally on paper but should genuinely enable learning and participation. Now, the state of Rajasthan defended by arguing that the only language included its schedule. The state claimed that no framework existed to introduce it as a subject or a medium of instruction. However, the Supreme Court strongly criticized the reasoning. The court described the state approach as pedantic and observed that absence of policy can't become an excuse for continued introduction. The bench pointed out that Rajasthan is already being taught at the university level in Rajasthan, including institutions such as the University of Rajasthan and Jai Narayan Vyas University. Therefore, according to the court, the state claimed that language lacked educational recognition was not convincing. The judgment also stressed that constitutional right can't remain theoretical or symbolic. Once rights are recognized under the constitution and supported by the educational policy, government have constitutional obligation. Coming to the final direction, the Supreme Court instructed the state of Rajasthan to formulate a comprehensive policy for implementing mother tongue education. The court directed the state to recognize Rajasthani as a regional language for educational purpose, introduce it progressively as a subject in school, and facilitate its gradual adoption as a medium of instruction, especially at the foundational stage of education. Importantly, this direction apply to both government and private school. The court also stated the constitutional guarantee and policy declaration can't remain dormant simply because the government failed to implement them effectively. In a strong observation, the court said that it can't remain a silent separator when the constitutional rights are diluted by the executive inaction. The matter has now listed for the compliance and the state of Rajasthan have been directed to file a compliance affidavit before the court after this year. This judgment is important not for Rajasthani but also for the entire country. India is one of the most linguistically diverse nation in the world, and this decision reinforces this constitutional commitment towards preserving regional languages and cultural identity. Ruling also aligned closely with the broader goals of the national education policy, which seeks to make education more inclusive, culturally noted, and accessible. At a deeper level, the judgment reminds us that language is not merely about the communication, it shapes confidence, identity, participation, and an equal opportunity. And perhaps that is the most important takeaway from this case. Constitutional promises becomes meaningful only when they are translated into real outcomes. I am Akriti Singhal and thank you for listening to this podcast bite powered by India Law LLP. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.